If it's done quarterly, is it done annually? And if so, when? Because that sets the deadline, which means you can work backwards. Which means that if you know this thing has to be done, if that person doesn't turn up for a couple of weeks, you've got foresight of what's coming up that needs to be done that everyone else in the business is relying on. So here's the extension of that. There's then the person who does this job. It's like, who is the primary person? And then who's the secondary person? If the first person, the primary person that does that job, if they are suddenly unavailable, who's the secondary person? And it could be that for the primary person, that's their whole task. But the secondary person might be three, there might be three people that work gets divvied out to, whether they're on holiday, whether it's sick, whether it's permanent replacement, because usually there's a gap. And then to make sure you've got the right people doing them, what you do is you get your primary person and your secondary person to actually score themselves out of 10 on their skills and ability to do each of those tasks. So when it comes to appraisals, you get them to do the scoring, and then you say, okay, well, what you're showing me is that you need more support in these areas. And because they're self-scoring, like if they say, well, I'm 10 out of 10, they can never come back to you and say, oh, well, I couldn't do that because I didn't have the skills or I didn't have the training. So when they don't do it, it's because they don't want to do it or they've lied in their appraisal. And it's not about catching people out. It's actually about creating awareness. So it's an easier way for them to ask for help, particularly if you've got a secondary person, the person who fills in for the holiday, who might, if this person goes and works somewhere else, they may go, well, actually, I'm a shoo-in for that job and I'd really like it. And here's my weaknesses. So these, in the transition period between me taking it over and becoming a rock star, this is the areas that I need support, automatically creates your succession plan. And you haven't even done any work on it.